Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaye Priyatmane Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Iti Namine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Vanja kalpa tarupchecha kripa sindhupyevacha paditana bhavanepyo vaishnavepyo namo namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare. In the last class, we were actually covering, basically like last class mean two classes before, because we were covering about the Radha Yatra for these past 2 weeks. And before that, we were covering Ter Kadamba. So Ter Kadamba is actually a unique place for us. So anyway, so we really had a good details about. And this Ter Kadamba, we all know Ter means calling, because Krishna used to climb on the Kadamba trees, and then calling gopis, and he's because he used to come here for the cow herding with all the gopas, packing their lunches and everything. They will actually hang the lunch bag. Bag means it's all basically cloth bag only. And they really hang that in the Kadamba tree branches, and they all have a wonderful time there. Because this is Goloka. Goloka is like that. You always enjoy. You just always with Krishna and making him happy, and that is Goloka. So this is basically just a flashback of Ter Kadamba, just for a flashback. And now. Yes, so that's our group. So after visiting, then we are all getting out. Anyway, today we will be talking about Barshana. Barshana is a very, very famous place, especially for the Rasika Vaishnavas. This is the probably topmost place, and then the other things are all Yavat. Yavat is another thing, and the Radha Kunda. So these three are mainly very, very important. When Krishna was growing in Gokul, there were so many demons giving troubles to Krishna. Starting from Putana, Trinavrata, and many demons. So being worried, Nanda Baba and all the residents wanted to move out of Gokul. So they abandoned their residences and palaces and then went and settled in Nandagaon and around that place. At the same time, Brishavanu Maharaj also moved his residence from Raval, that we covered before, the birthplace of Radharani, and came near to Nandagaon. It's all arranged by Yogamaya, because different pastimes, different places. In fact, the whole Braj is really so vast and unlimited pastimes. And that place, Varshana, belongs to Radharani, and that was constructed by Brishabhanu Maharaj. So Varshana is also called Brishabhanupura, the village of Brishabhanu Maharaj. The palace you see is the special palace built by Brishabhanu Maharaj for Radharani. Actually, later there were actually later there was a new temple, very big temple somebody built with lot of money, very rich person. That's also there, but it is a little on the other side of in the place. And then they tried to take Radharani's the deities to that place, new place, very, very majestic place. But Radharani did not want to move. And the deities are not that big, by the way. They simply could not move the deity at all. So tried and tried and tried. No, the deity could not be moved. So now, right now, the deities are in the same place, and that is Radharani's place. So for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, especially for the Rasika Bhaktas, Varshana and Radha Kunda, of course Yavat, and the nearby Ter Kadamba and the Uttava Kiari. These are all very, 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 very famous, very important. In Varshana, there are actually two hills. Two hills. One is Brahma Parvata and the other one is Vishnu Parvata. So Lord Brahma and also Vishnu Bhagavan, they both requested Lord Krishna, who is the souls of everyone, because Isvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. Brahman is not Sachidananda, Brahma is nothing. Just no worry, that's all Brahman is. So people really get confused, saying that Sachidananda is in Brahman. No, that is nothing. So this is the topmost is Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. Anyway, so Brahma, Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu, they both requested Lord Krishna for them also to be part of the pastimes of Krishna. So Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu both manifested as two hills, holding the Varshana and surrounding holy places. So the Vishnu Parvata you see is on the left, and Brahma Parvata is on the right side. In between there is a narrow passageway through which the gopis and gopas walk carrying the yogurt pots. On top of the Brahma Parvata is a temple of Sri Radha Krishna, which I just mentioned. On the lower side is the palace built by Maharaj Brishabhanu. Now Varshana is very special. So many sadhus and devotees singing and dancing. So if you really just roam around the place, you never want to come back. This is Varshana. You never want to come back. And so many sadhus, there are all Rasika sadhus used to be there. Of course, there used to be robbers also. That is the standard everywhere. That's there. So usually we climb on the hill from the bottom, usually coming from the Nandagaon. Nandagaon was the place where Krishna was residing, as I mentioned. After they all, the Nanda Baba, and they all moved from Gokul to this Nandagaon. So from Nandagaon, you can actually, that's nearby. You just go there and travel, and then usually you have to climb on these two hills, that hill to really reach the place. And this time we took the rope chair cars. So these rope chair cars are now arranged nicely by the present Prime Minister of Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi. Oh, he's improving all the holy places. This is really amazing work he's doing. So here is our ascent to the Varshana Dham by this rope pulled, that chair car.
Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai, Radha Rani ki महारानी की जय, राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, राधा रानी की जय, जय जय। राधा रानी की जय, महारानी की जय, राधा रानी की जय।
So that is the place. This is the place where what you really saw. Because we landed there at the time of Holi. So apparently we really then only we realized that that is not a good time to visit, because everywhere they will be throwing so much of this colored powder everywhere is a total mess. So now next time we will make sure that we are not really going in that particular time, because we had to adjust the timing because have to really suit to some of the vacations and things like that. We should not make the mistake. So many places we could not see. So many places. Anyway, so this is the place of Radharani, which is very important. As I mentioned, it was built by Vrishabhanu Maharaj, the father of Radharani. This deity of Radharani that you really see on the top right, it was established by Vajranabha, the great grandson of Dwaraka Krishna. People have really, they don't know the difference between Swayam Bhagavan Krishna and Dwaraka Krishna. It's a very, very, very in-depth actually. Only our Gurudev opened the eyes of everybody through Vishnu Chakravarti scriptures and all our Goswamis. Not many of these Krishna devotees even know about the secret here. So anyway, this is a very, very famous place to really visit. I talked about those two mountains, hills actually. It's not mountain, hills. And that is one is Brahma Parvata and Vishnu Parvata. Left side is Brahma Parvata, right side is the Vishnu Parvata. But why I am showing this is, there you see that there is a narrow passage. This is the only way that you have to cross. And only one person can cross actually. It's very difficult to walk. So after milking the cows, the Gopas would carry the milk to go to the other side on Kamvars. Kamvars means they will carry a long bamboo stick with, then with ropes on each side. They will be they will be tying the big parts of this yogurt and buttermilk. So then also the gopis would also pass through the same narrow passage to carry yogurt and butter pot to the other side on their head. So what the Krishna will do is, he used to come and then sit there on some trees there, and sitting on the trees, he will plunder the milk, yogurt and butter on the of the gopis. So he will, of course, this tree what you are actually seeing there is no greens, but there used to be so much of greeneries. So Krishna will climb on the trees, and then with his leg he will kick the butter pots by sitting on the trees, and the pots would fall down and then break, spoil, everything spoiled. So the butter and yogurt will be spilled everywhere. So these are all the part of the Leela. So in this picture that we really took, then when we went this time, 2025, where I am showing the arrow, that is the narrow path that you really saw in the previous picture. And also this place, as I mentioned, there are a lot of pastime used to happen, And in fact, we used to really, do a lot of dramas because Gurudev loves dramas. And this pastime is now, now enacted every year also. What was that? Krishna with the Gopas, they will come and then block the way, and then gopis were just stuck, and then they will argue. You are passing this area without paying tax for me. Look at here, so many these things you are doing. This all you are selling in black market. So you are not really giving any tax. I am the one who really want this place. And he used to give so many problems, argument, and the same the incident. Every month in the every year in the month of Bhadra, it was on the 13th day of the bright moon. Some unique day is coming. That was so this same scenario is actually inaugurated. Is actually enacted. And this was actually started by Sri Narayana Bhatta. He was also another great Rasika Bhakta. So now today, this pastime is also enacted annually in the occasion of Radhashtami also now. On the day of Radhashtami also we do. And then you really see on the right side, you see this is our we used to really go with our Gurudev. And that's the same passage we are actually passing through. Anyway, now this is something unique. Because this Krishna doing quarrel and breaking these pots, again and again, all these pots used to be really scattered all over the place. So now as so many years have gone, the rock gets deep, changes the thing, and you can really even see some of the pots really got stuck in the middle of the rock pieces because they really change. So this broken part, which is with the red color, you can see that that the finger is actually showing there. Yeah, it's actually that was a piece from the broken part. It got stuck in that and transformed due to the age and got compressed as years went by. I happened to get one from this place, actually small piece. That piece, I brought it very carefully because customs will give problem when I'm coming, and then I brought that to Nigeria temple, Ilobu temple. Look at here, they are very very punctual, and I gave to them there, and it is there at the feet lotus feet of the deities. It's a small piece actually. It's there. It really came from this same place. But again, you cannot just like that take rocks. You have to get permission from either Gurudev or a Brajavasi at least. So I had to really ask permission from a Brajavasi, and then I really took that one. That is in Ilobu temple now. This time also from the path, I really took two of them. Hopefully, I will be able to probably take it there to any temple that they really want to have. So we'll see. Anyway, all right, let's proceed. So also there is a place called Dangati. So the Sangarikor and also Dangati, there are a lot of pastime happened. So there also Krishna performed the leela of collecting tax from the gopis. So that is Dangati. So Krishna and Gopas used to come and block this passage and ask for tax, from these narrow paths. And they used to really argue. This used to be a problem all the time. And once what happened was these gopis really wanted to really put an end to these ongoing problem and so many difficulties that Krishna and the Gopas used to give. So they really planned it nicely once, so that they so next day they really came, and Krishna was asking same place again so much of tax, and these gopis were disguised, and they were all sitting hiding on back of so many trees there. And when Krishna was demanding tax, Lalita Devi actually gave a whistle, and all the gopis behind there, the hiding, they are all having a rope and a stick. So they really came and then got hold of all the Gopas and also Krishna. There are 5 gopis who really got hold of Krishna. Then all the gopis got hold of all the gopis, Subala, Arjuna, Lavanga, and so all the Sakas and also Madhumangal. So then they were actually, what they did was, because they were giving so many problems, they wanted to punish. So they used to have the hair here, at the back. So they tied the rope with that, and then on the branch of the tree. So they were all stuck there, and with the stick they were beating. They slapped their cheeks till it was swollen. Then they tied the tuft of the hair on the back of the Katsikas to the branches of the trees and asked them, "What pleasure is there in plundering our yogurt pot? Will you ever do it again?" So Madhumangal folded his hands and prayed at the lotus, at the feet of Lalita, "Please spare me. I was very hungry. I am simply a Brahmana boy who fell under the influence of that tricky Krishna. I will never behave like this again." So then the gopis, thought of teaching a lesson to all the Gopas and also Krishna. Srimati Radhika, Vishaka, and some other gopis had captured Krishna, as I mentioned, and they forcefully dressed him like a woman, like a gopi, with a blouse and skirts. That's what the picture that you are seeing there. So they even put vermilion on on the hair, and bangles on his arms and anklets on his feet and so on. They covered that with the top head, his head with the cloth, veil, and placed a pot of yogurt on his head and began to make fun of him by demanding tax. Now you are taking yogurt here. You have to give tax for us. And meanwhile, from the top of the hill, Lalita Sakhi took a piece of stone and he aimed on the yogurt pot, which was just placed on the top of Krishna's head. He really just smashed on that, and then the yogurt pot really just broke, and all the yogurt and everything are all got just it was spilling on the face of Krishna. Everybody was laughing and laughing and laughing. All the Sakhis began to laugh and clap, and Krishna felt very ashamed. They were asking, "Will you dare to demand tax on your yogurt, ever again?" So the gopis asked Krishna, "And hold your ears." Our Gurudev, he tells the stories wonderfully. Because he was telling, that the gopis asked Krishna, "You give like this, do like this. I will not do again. I will not do again. From today, I will never try any tax from the gopis," like that. Oh, Gurudev does like this. Beautiful. Those are the karikatas that he used to give by sitting nearby, in the same place. Anyway, so they forced Krishna to really repeat that. From today, I am not going to ask for tax. But again, yes, he promised. Then the next day, he was back again, the same problem. Same problem. So this is how the Leelas happen again and again. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than the combination of Radharani and Krishna, so when he came here, with his intense emotion by remembering these pastimes, so when he was really touching on the rock melted. You can see that. We really saw, every time we go, we see this. Look at that, was the lotus hand of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is always in ecstasy of this prema. Because why prema? He is in the mood of Radharani. So the prema is there in Radharani. Krishna is only enjoyer of prema. So he is prema madhuri. But the prema is in the hearts of his devotees. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was remembering all the pastimes, so the rock melted. We have seen in this kind of thing many incidents. When a devotional vibration is really predominant, when it really becomes really so intense, the rocks melt. This happens in when Krishna, plays on the flute. what happens? The rock melts. We saw that Charana Bahadi. It was all because when Krishna was actually playing the flute in such a way that to really get all the scattered calves to really get back, calves and then cows to really get back to together to him. So he really played the flute, and because of that vibration, the rock melted. It's a soft melting. It's like a cold fusion and hot fusion. Science, they really talk about that. This is kind of a cold fusion. So also Jagannath Puri temple also, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he really got a darshan of Lord Jagannath, of course, when he was really seeing Jagannath, he was not seeing Dwaraka Krishna, he was seeing as Nandanandan Krishna. But not everybody can really can have that kind of attitude. But because the rasa is different with Dwaraka Krishna, rasa is totally different from Nandanandan Krishna. So Nandanandan Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, and Dwaraka Krishna is actually the expansion. Remember, because Krishna split, he manifested into two. There is Krishna and then Radharani. The Balaram and then Radharani. And from Balaram comes first quadruple expansions, then second quadruple expansion, and so on. So the first quadruple expansion, that Vasudeva, Mula Shankarshana, Pratyumna, and Aniruddha. So that Mula Shankarshana is actually that, that is again that Dwaraka Balaram, and that Vasudeva is Dwaraka Krishna. His mood is different. Okay, so when that Krishna really went from Vrindavan, he did not go, because Swayam Bhagavan Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavanam na padam na gacchati. Shastra says, no, never. Vrindavan Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna never left. Then who was there in Dwaraka? That is Dwaraka Krishna, because when Akrura was really taking Krishna and Balaram from Vrindavan, they did not go. They crossed the Yamuna, they manifested as Vasudeva Krishna, who really came from Madura, carried by Vasudeva. Okay, this is so intense, so deep. It's not easy to understand. That I used to give some Harikathas about that. But anyway, Jagannath Puri also, Lord Jagannath, by seeing, he got so ecstatic, and because of the mood, then wherever he really touched on the wall, on the side, there all melted. You can see, if you go to Jagannath Puri temple, it's inside the temple. So Krishna also plays and does that. So this spiritual vibration is something which is beyond science. You cannot even. How can it really understand anything which is on a subtle nature? There is no way out there. Anyway. Then, yes, see the arrows, red arrow that I put, that is the narrow path that we are discussing here now. And then the green arrow, that is a place, there is a mandapa. So under that, we really sat down and then gave a harikatha. Of course, I didn't get the recordings, but I have a small ones. You can probably just listen for a minute. So embarrassed. And meanwhile, Lalita Devi went a little up there. He got a stone, and Krishna was carrying, and he got kumkumam, all this, everything, all like a gopi. They dressed all the way, bangles, these, and everything. That was when they, give me tax. Lalita Devi got a stone. From there, he was pointing to the yoga pot on the top of Krishna. Yeah, immediately that broke, and all the yoga and everything all spilling over. Who? Krishna. Oh, here, everything, all the gopis are laughing. Good. Now you should pay beauty tax now. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, you heard about that. But many places we couldn't really see. This is actually Vrishabhanu Kunda. We could not really visit this place this time. This Kunda where Vrishabhanu Maharaj used to take bath. Radharani also used to take bath here and enjoy water sports together with her Sakhis and all those. So Krishna also used to come and then give some problems. Anyway. So now we are going to be talking about the Poli Pokora, Piri Pokora. What is this Pili Pokhara? This Pili Pokhara is a very special place. Okay, for the Rasika Bhaktas, this is a very, very interesting place. Once before, Radharani was married. Radharani with her Sakis went to Nandagaon to see Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda was charmed by the beauty and qualities of Radharani. Yashoda wanted to have her married to Krishna and get Radharani as her daughter-in-law. Yashoda also wanted to see how well Radharani would churn buttermilk to make butter. So Yashoda asked Radharani to churn butter and to show how well she could really churn, because that is their family job. Radharani walked to the place where all the yogurt pots were kept and took one pot and placed it on, and then also, took a churning rod and started to churn. Meanwhile, Krishna was listening to all these, and he wanted to show his talent also. So he walked out and wanted to really show, to show how he can also milk a cow. Yashoda and Radharani were watching Krishna outside trying to milk a cow. But then Yashoda noticed that what Krishna was trying to milk, it was not a cow but an ox, a bullock. So Yashoda could not control her laughing. Then she looked at Radharani to see how she was churning the butter. Yashoda saw that the pot Radharani took had no yogurt at all, and the churning rod was placed upside down. Yashoda said, "Perfect. These two will become the perfect couple. My son is trying to milk a bullock, and my daughter-in-law is churning the empty pot with the churning rod upside down. Perfect couple." So saying this, Yashoda painted Radharani's hands with turmeric powder, paste. It's a signifying that Radharani would become her daughter-in-law. This is an Indian tradition. It's kind of a pre-engagement kind of things. So, but anyway, and Radharani was then happily walking back to Varshana. She came here near Varshana and near this pond called Pili Pokhara. She was entering Varshana with a turmeric paste painted on her palms. While her heart was very happy, but she became so embarrassed that her father and mother would see this. So she wanted to wash it, and she really, in the pond, she scrubbed her hands in this pond. And the water in the pond completely turned yellow. And the yellow color spread the whole pond. And the turmeric color spread through the entire pond. This pond is called Pili Pokhara because Pili means yellow. And Pili Pokhara means yellow pond. Pokhara means actually pond. Of course, if you have spiritual eyes, if you really go there and then see all the greenish one, and if you have spiritual vision, you will see as yellow. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, Brahma Samhita says. To see spiritual dimension, you need spiritual eyes. That's what the Brahma Samhita says. Anyway, so I was really just talking about, because this is one of my favorite story too. And I was talking, this one, what I'm showing is happened 2022. We lost a lot of recordings also anyway. So you can just listen, just not even a minute. Very nice. I think, this is really good, very good. There's no problem at all, okay? That's absolutely perfect, nice. All right, so now, come here. Krishna was coming. Wow. Very good. Radha Krishna Leelas are very special. No demigods or goddesses can perform these kinds of Leelas. So during their sweet Leelas that only pure devotees can enjoy, the significance the significant pastime is about Radharani getting into the mood, Mon. Mon is kind of an anger or upset. Upset, and he becomes, she gets angry on Krishna. It's not anger. There is no real English word for that. This anger is not like the disputes that often happen in this world. Radharani performed this only to give happiness to Krishna. That mood is one of the 64 kinds of bhavas, spiritual bhavas, in the stage of bhava bhakti. Common people won't be able to understand anything about it. This mood comes only when a devotee feels complete possession of Krishna. And with that, Krishna can be even controlled. That is out of the 64 qualities of Krishna, number 40th quality is a prema devotee can control him. We'll touch this in the Madhurya Kadambini class when we resume again. And because of her unique Mon pastimes, Radharani is also called Manini. Manini. So that brings you to Mon Garg. What you see in this picture is Mon Garg. Again, due to the timing problem, we could not really go several places, not every place we saw. So once Radharani was so upset while at this place, where now there is a nice small temple. This temple is called Mon Mandir. Once Radharani went into Mon, Krishna was trying to pacify Radharani with so many means and tricks, but none of the tricks worked. Because Krishna has a problem in Vrindavan. Because, in order to really break the man of Radharani, he could not do, and he had to really get help from other gopis like Vishaka, Lalita, Champakalata, all the gopis, he had to really get some help. So becoming hopeless and feeling sad, Krishna left that place. And he was walking down to the bottom of this small hill called Krishna Kunda. Okay, here you go. This is the Krishna Kunda. So if you see that from Krishna Kunda, you can go to those temples. You have to really climb on the stairs. So this is the Krishna Kunda, where Radharani and Krishna used to meet here. For this pond is very, very, very important. Rasika Bhaktas used to really just to roll with their body around this place, because this is highly Rasik. All the pastimes of Radharani and Krishna, they used to happen around this place. It's very, very, it's like basically something like close to Radhakunda. They are also similar. When Krishna walked down on the road with sadness, that place where that Krishna Kunda that I showed you, he met Vishaka Devi and he told the situation. Radharani is so upset. Her man cannot be broken. Then Vishaka advised Krishna to disguise himself as a new Saki, playing a veena and sing a nice bhajan Radharani likes. So according to her idea, Krishna disguised himself as a beautiful singing girl. No one could identify him as Krishna. Vishaka also helped Krishna about what to sing and how to sing, because she is actually the very, very expert in singing and especially composing so many bhajans also. And he gave a veena for Krishna so that, Krishna, you had to carry this and sing this bhajan as I really taught you, and this is the bhajan that you had to sing there. They practiced everything, and then all arranged by Vishaka. And she also gave a name called Shyama Saki. Gave a name called Shyama Saki. Krishna and Vishaka together then climbed up and went to Srimati Radhika. Vishaka introduced this new Saki as Shyama Saki to Radharani and greatly praised about her ability to play veena and sing very nicely. Radharani always accepts any recommendation from her Sakis. In fact, this is the secret to get the service to Radharani. Radharani received Shyama Saki with great honor and respect. There was some wonderful discussion between Radharani and Shyama Saki. And Krishna was talking in a disgust, in a beautiful female voice. And she was telling, Krishna, as Shyama Saki was telling Radharani that Krishna is always a big cheater and told Radharani that he should not rely on him at all. You have to get away from him. But Radharani was telling that she simply cannot live without Krishna. And she started praising about Krishna in various ways. But you know that Krishna was, as Shyama Sakhi was just tasting all this. And Radharani didn't know that it's actually Krishna is actually saying this. So there is a book called Prema Samputa. These books are not to be discussed to public. You have to have very advanced stage in Bhava Bhakti. Otherwise, it's not good. Actually, this was written by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura. I started actually translating that. 50% was done. Then I realized, Tamil, no way. I should not be doing this one. So I stopped it. I don't know now where the translation is. Because we have to be very careful what to reveal to the public. If they are not qualified, no, this is not a good thing at all. Your devotion will really vanish. So we have to be very, very careful. We cannot really read or talk about something which is not supposed to be for the ordinary people. Okay, that is why you see that see Prabhupada, the way Prabhupada was normally talking about was for ordinary people, first level, first grade. So he was always talking about you are not the body, you are the mind, you are the soul. All the mind and intellect and all the intelligence and falsification, there are subtle bodies, these everything. So then Krishna is Supreme Lord. You have to really to him. So reaching mostly Vaikuntha Bhakti, because that's the first stage. But he is a Rasika, he is a Raganuga. Our Gurudev and Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada, identical. There's no change. But one wanted to teach to the school, and the other one said, okay, you teach the school and then let them come out, and then I will teach in the college. So this is their arrangement. Anyway, so that is Prema Samputa. But anyway, after very sweet discussion, Shyama Sakhi, who is Krishna, started to play her veena and sing the song taught by Vishakha Sakhi. Her exceptional singing made Radharani extremely happy. Radharani wanted to give a gift for Shyama Sakhi. She took out one of her necklaces, and Radharani became filled with delight. And Radharani took one of her valuable necklace and gave us as a gift. So she embraced Shyama Sakhi. But as soon as Srimati Radharani touched Shyama Sakhi, she immediately realized that it was actually Krishna. Everything, all the disguise, everything fell down, and Krishna is now Krishna. So Radharani was laughing and laughing. Her the man was broken. This incident is there in Adi Varaha Purana also, it's written. Deva Gandharvaram Yaya Radha Mana Bidayine Mana Mandira Sanjaya Namaste Ratna Bhumaye. It says in Mangarg, that's what we are talking about. One can also have darshan of Man Mandira, a swing, a Rasamandala, and Ratnakara Sarovara. Just near Mangar to the south is a village called Manapura, which reminds one of these pastimes too. That Manapura is the Mangarg with surroundings. Anyway, this is Mayura Kuti. This is another wonderful place of pastime. And Mayura means peacock. Kuti means place. It is situated on the top of Brahma Parvata. Here Krishna and Radharani dance in the form of peacock and the peahen. Radharani used to go into Mon often, as we saw. Here Krishna was trying to break her Mon in many ways, but nothing worked again. Seeing so many peacocks around and knowing that Radharani loves peacocks, Krishna turned himself into a very beautiful peacock and danced in front of Radharani and touched the lotus feet of Radharani to break her Mon. Seeing Krishna dancing as a peacock, Radharani broke into laughter, breaking her Mon. Not only that, she also wanted to become a peacock, and then they both, as peacocks, they danced. So Radharani and Krishna, they were dancing as peacocks. Immediately the rain clouds gathered in the sky, and a very light shower of rain with pleasant breeze manifested. Thus the nature had decorated herself beautifully for their dance. Upon seeing the divine couple dancing, all the peacocks who came from near and far assembled to witness and became overjoyed. And with great ecstasy, all the peacocks also started to dance with Radharani and Krishna. It was a wonderful scene. Then all the gopis, they all came and surrounded the scene. And they sang special songs to make Radharani and Krishna happy. All the Sakhis were astonished to see their skillful dancing. This is actually a door to the temple there, actually Mayurakuti temple. They sang many Braj songs with different ragas, especially there is raga called Malhara, which Radharani and Krishna loves most, Malhara tune. Anyway, those who have really studied the music, they may know. This incident is also mentioned in the Adi Varaha Purana. Actually, Radharani and Krishna dancing as peacocks happened many times in this area. Once, there was actually a devotee, that was hundreds of years ago from now, a blind sadhu, blind, he lost his eyesight. He lived on this same hill, and he worshipped this Leela of Radha and Krishna from the core of his heart. His intense meditation was on Radharani and Krishna both dancing together as peacocks. He wanted to get the darshan like that. It was his total absorption, and he longed to see this Leela himself. Although he was blind, he longed to see this Leela of Radha and Krishna dancing in Barshana as peacocks. So he performed his sadhana with deep prayers. And one day, Srimati Radharani directly appeared in front of him with the spiritual eyes. The sadhu could see Radharani. Radharani said, I will show you this Leela. But whatever you see, you must paint so that others could also hear and see it. And the sadhu said, Oh Radhe, I am blind to the world. How will I paint? Radharani told him, just to make the endeavor and I will help you. Saying this, Radharani gave him the wonderful darshan of her and Krishna dancing as peacocks, and then she disappeared. Although he had no material vision, even to see a ray of light of the sun, he was given the vision for the full panoramic view of the pastime of Krishna and Radharani dancing as peacocks. Our devotion should be in that level. Otherwise, what is the use? At the time, Barshana was very, very dense forest. The sadhu was wondering, how will I get painted? How will I get painted? How will I get brushed? I cannot see anything. How will I get paints in different colors? How will I get canvas? How will I see what to paint? He dug in the grounds here and there, and he got his minerals and made the paints without even able to see anything what he was doing. And he got whatever that he wanted, everything was already all coming there. And also, he built a brush also, and the canvas, and all ready to help to paint about this Radharani's vision. This sadhu then painted that picture, which is even present today on the altar of this Mayur Kutir. What you see on this altar is the same original painting. Although it is forbidden to take picture of this painting, somehow I have it. you won't be able to get it. Also with this incident, we must learn something. We may see this world with the 2020 vision, perfect vision. And what good is that? We are actually blind. What we cannot see any spiritual dimension. What use is these eyes? And although that sadhu was blind, he could see the spiritual dimension. Brahma Samhita, that's why telling that Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. We cannot see that which is divine when eyes are made up of water and flesh. Only when the eyes are minded with a love for Radha Krishna can actually see the reality as it is. But for that, you cannot do by yourself. We need a mercy of a sadhu, a guru who has realized this. Otherwise, it's not possible. Anyway, time is running. And I want to really just to finish it by this particular Dangar and the bhajan. So this Dangar is a place where she's, this is the place again, it's same because Krishna is always used to quarrel here, demanding, yogurt and this and everything, blocked, he argue, demanding tax and everything. Vishaka, once Vishaka Devi have told this place belonged to Radharani, they are argued for a long time and so many pastimes happened there. And this is the Dangar Barshana. In Barshana, this Dangar has so many stories also. One of the stories is a play, where all these gopis, they all got married, right? Married. But once in a year, that is at the time of the spring, they all will actually go back to their parents' home. And all the Sakis, they used to really make the swing and make swing festival. So that this place is Sanket. Sanket means actually meeting place. They really, wherever there are a lot of places where they really assemble like this. And that's also near this Mangar. The peacocks. Okay, now this is the thing now. When the spring season is coming and where all the Sakis, they are all, come join together. They used to sing. They used to really make wonderful swings. So beautiful. It's called Julana. So the Julana Yatra, which is really going to come soon, is where it's really signifying that those incidents where they swing Radha and Krishna by sitting them, by placing them on a nice swing, and then they were swinging. And also there are some special swings they really make where it will be round. And there in the center there will be two seats, Radha and Krishna. Then there will be 8 seats surrounding, that's Ashtasakis. And all the other, all the Manjaris, they all will be really pushing. So it will be a wonderful time there. And now there is a bhajan. And I was really, just explaining about this same incident. Just a brief, you can actually see that. Because what it is saying is, oh Radhe, oh, this is the unique time. Krishna has really come to really swing with you. But why are you having mon? Break the mon and come and join and sit in the swing along with Krishna. And we are ready to here to really just swing and come, the ornamented, decorate yourself with so many, ways. And then come. Time is running. Clouds are actually ready to coming here, ready to really shower. And please come and come. So that is this one. Just only not even a minute. There was a big harikatha for so much of time. But you are going to see only. First verse.
First verse is saying that Radharani come to the Julan festival. The clouds are come. Now it is clouds, so please come and join us. First line is that only. Then second one is saying, "Aise maan nahi ki don't feel this anger and leave that all the hut you have, leave it. And you're so smart, you're so Sayani, and your Vrishabhani is Lali. So please come over." Then it's saying, dress up, do all the Sola singars, wear nice 5-color sari, Pancharang sari, and wear a Shamarang chadra, Shamarang's cover, wear a chunni or something, Shamarang's, because he is cover your head with that. Yeah, and it's saying come, and wear kajal and come.
For all the gopis, when Krishna is really taking the cows, for the cow herding, what do they do? Do you think that they will come near, oh Krishna? Not like that. They will be all climbing on some branches of the trees or sometime on the roof, things like that. Then that's how they do. What they do? They do everything they do.
राधे झूलान पधारो झुके आए बदरा राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, झुके आए बदरा, गिर आए बदरा, झुक आए बदरा, गिर आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, ऐसे मान नहीं कीजे हट छोड़ो रे हरि, ऐसे मान नहीं कीजे हट छोड़ो रे हरि, तुम तो परम सयानी वृषभान की दारी, तुम तो परम सयानी वृषभानु की दारी, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, झुके आए बदरा, गिर आए बदरा, झुक आए बदरा, गिर आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, साजो सोना श्रृंगार डारो नैनन गजरा, साजो सोना श्रृंगार डारो नैनन गजरा, पहनो पंचरंग सारी ऊपर शाम चदरा, पहनो पंचरंग सारी ऊपर शाम चदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, तेरो रसिक प्रीतम माग जोवत खड़ो, तेरो रसिक प्रीतम माग जोवत खड़ो, राधा जहाँ पग धारे श्याम नाद रे, राधा जहाँ पग धारे श्याम नाद रे, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, झुक आए बदरा, गिर आए बदरा, झुक आए बदरा, गिर आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, तारी रे श्याम दूरी जाते झूले राधा गोरी, तारी रे श्याम दूरी जापे झूले राधा गोरी, चाकी बैया गोरी गोरी पन हरी चूड़ियाँ, राखी बैया गोरी गोरी पन हरी चूड़ियाँ, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, झुके आए बदरा, गिर आए बदरा, झुक आए बदरा, गिर आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुके आए बदरा, राधे झूलन पधारो झुक आए बदरा, झुक आए बदरा, झुक आए बदरा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
And Vanja Kalpa Saruptecha, Krupa Sindhupeva cha, Paritanam Bhavanepyo, Vaishnavepyo, Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.